Alex Martinez stared at the scoreboard with a sinking feeling in his stomach. Last place again. The holographic display showed his name at the bottom of the list of 30 cadets, with a performance score barely half of what the next lowest student had achieved. Above him, the names of his alien classmates glowed with impressive numbers, topped by Vexler, the four-armed Xeraxian who seemed to excel at everything without even trying. "Don't worry about it," said Krill, Alex's three-eyed Galatian roommate, patting him awkwardly on the shoulder. The simulation was designed for species with enhanced reflexes. No human could have scored well. That was the problem. No human should have been at the Galactic Academy of Space Warfare in the first place. Alex was the first and only human accepted in over 10 years, and every day felt like a cruel reminder that he didn't belong. Cadet Martinez. The deep, rumbling voice of Commander Zultar made Alex stand straight immediately. The tall Draken instructor loomed over him, scales gleaming under the academy lights. Another disappointing performance. Perhaps Earth sent us the wrong specimen? Alex forced himself to meet the commander's yellow eyes. "No, sir. I'll do better next time, sir." "See that you do. The academy doesn't accept failure, regardless of species." Commander Zultar looked down at him with what might have been disgust. "Report to Training Hall 7 at dawn for remedial exercises." "Yes, sir." Alex kept his face blank until the commander walked away, then let his shoulders slump. Krill clicked his tongue sympathetically. "He's harder on you than anyone else. Can you blame him? Look at me." Alex gestured to his body. No enhanced strength, no natural armor, no telepathy, no extra limbs. Just a plain human from Kentucky who somehow convinced himself he could compete. Here. The Galactic Academy orbited a neutron star at the edge of the Cygnus Arm, its massive ring structure housing the finest military training facility in 5 sectors. The hallways bustled with beings from 30 different worlds, each evolved, for different environments and possessing unique biological advantages. Humans with their unremarkable physicality were seen as diplomatic partners at best, not serious military contenders. Alex walked with Krill toward the mess hall, trying to ignore the looks from other cadets. Some were curious, others dismissive. A group of Draken cadets whispered and laughed as he passed. Their species had dominated galactic military ranks for centuries, with their natural strength and strategic minds. "Don't listen to them," Krill said, his central eye swiveling to track the Drakons while his other 2 eyes stayed fixed ahead. Humans built an interstellar civilization without any of the advantages other species had. That counts for something. Not here it doesn't, Alex muttered. In the mess hall, Alex collected his tray of nutrition paste, specially formulated for human physiology. The academy accommodated all species' dietary needs, at least. He sat with Krill at their usual corner table, away from the more boisterous cadets. "Mind if I join you?" Alex looked up to see Lieutenant Samantha Reeves, the only other human at the academy. She worked as a tactical advisor to the commandant and occasionally taught specialized classes. "Of course not, ma'am," Alex said, surprised. Lieutenant Reeves rarely ate in the cadet mess. She sat down with her tray. Like Alex, she seemed physically unimpressive compared to the alien officers, but she carried herself with a confidence he envied. "I watched your performance in the battle simulation today," she said without preamble. Alex winced. "Not my finest hour." Actually, I was impressed. When Alex looked at her skeptically, she continued. "Your strategy was sound. You recognized the trap being set and took the only logical action. The fact that your reflexes couldn't execute the maneuver fast enough doesn't negate the quality of your thinking." "Thank you, ma'am, but thinking doesn't win battles if you can't act on it." "Sometimes thinking is exactly what wins battles." She studied him for a moment. "Why did you apply to the academy, Martinez?" The question caught him off guard. I've wanted to serve in space since I was a kid. My parents were both in Earth Fleet. When the academy opened spots for humans again, I had to try." Lieutenant Reeves nodded. "And now that you're here and finding it more difficult than expected?" Alex straightened his shoulders. "I'm not giving up, if that's what you're asking." A small smile touched her lips. "Good. That's exactly what I wanted to hear. After she left, Krill leaned forward. That was weird. Officers don't usually take interest in cadets who are failing. Thanks for the reminder, Alex said dryly. You know what I mean? Maybe she sees something in you. Later that night, Alex sat alone in the simulator room, running the day's battle exercise again and again. Each time, his simulated ship exploded as the Xeraxian attack vessels closed in faster than he could respond. His reaction time just wasn't quick enough. On his 12th attempt, the simulation suddenly paused. The door hissed open and Commander Zultar stepped in. Cadet Martinez, it's past curfew. Alex jumped to his feet. I'm sorry, sir. I was trying to improve my score. The commander observed him silently for a moment. Admirable dedication. However, no amount of practice will overcome natural limitations. Sir? Zultar gestured at the frozen simulation. The Xeraxians process visual information 3 times faster than humans. The Dracons have evolved through 10,000 years of warfare. The Nuvians can sense movements before they happen. You, however, he paused, are merely human. Alex felt heat rise in his face but kept his expression neutral. With respect, sir, humans have overcome limitations before. Not these limitations. The commander shut down the simulator. Report to your quarters, and be prepared for tomorrow's survival exercise. I would hate to see Earth's only cadet expelled for poor performance. After Zultar left, Alex checked his academy tablet. The message was clear. His overall standing was probationary status. 1 failed exercise away from being sent home in disgrace. Back in his room, with Krill already asleep and softly clicking in his dreams, Alex stared at the ceiling. The gentle hum of the station's systems usually lulled him to sleep, but tonight his mind raced. Had he made a terrible mistake coming here? Was he just prolonging the inevitable failure? His tablet chimed with an incoming message. Unusual for this late hour. When he checked it, his breath caught. It was marked from Admiral William Daniels, Earth Fleet Command. Alex had never received a message from someone so high-ranking. The content was brief and cryptic. It's time. The test begins now. Alex read it 3 times, trying to make sense of it. Before he could decide what to do, another message arrived, this one from Lieutenant Reeves. Report to my office, 0500 hours. Come alone. Your real training is about to begin. Alex lay back, heart pounding. Something was happening. Something beyond the daily humiliations and failures. Something that might explain why he, of all humans, had been selected for the academy. For the first time since arriving at the station, Alex fell asleep with a sense of hope. Tomorrow would be different. Tomorrow he might finally learn why he was here. Alex arrived at Lieutenant Reeves's office at exactly 0500 hours. He had barely slept after receiving the mysterious messages, and his mind raced with possibilities. He knocked on the door, straightening his cadet uniform nervously. Enter, called, a voice from inside. The office was small but neat, with a view of the neutron star the Academy orbited. Lieutenant Reeves stood by her desk, but she wasn't alone. Next to her was an older man in an Earth Fleet Admiral's uniform, his silver hair and weathered face suggesting decades of service. Cadet Martinez, Lieutenant Reeves said formally. This is Admiral William Daniels, Earth Fleet Command. Alex snapped to attention and saluted. Sir, it's an honor. Admiral Daniels returned the salute casually. At ease, Cadet. We have much to discuss and not much time. He gestured to a chair. Please sit. Alex sat, his back still straight. May I ask what this is about, sir? The Admiral and Lieutenant exchanged glances before Daniels spoke. What I'm about to tell you is classified, at the highest level. Only a handful of people in the entire galaxy know about this project. He leaned forward. Tell me, Cadet, have you ever wondered why you, specifically, were selected for the Academy when so few humans are admitted? Every day, sir, Alex admitted. I'm not the strongest or fastest cadet back on Earth. No, agreed the Admiral. But you have something else, something unique that our tests identified. Lieutenant Reeves tapped her tablet, and a holographic image of a human brain appeared floating above the desk. "This is your neural scan from your Academy application." She tapped again, and certain areas lit up in bright blue. "These patterns are extremely rare." Alex stared at the image, not understanding. "What does it mean?" Admiral Daniels took a deep breath. "Humanity has been at a disadvantage in space warfare since we joined the galactic community. Other species are naturally stronger, faster, or have biological advantages we can't match. But we've discovered something." He stood and paced the small office. 20 years ago, a scientist named Dr. Elena Carter discovered that certain humans have a unique neural architecture that allows for something she called deep integration. "What's that, sir?" Alex asked. "The ability to mentally link with spacecraft systems at a level no other species can achieve," Lieutenant Reeves explained. "Not just controlling a ship, but becoming one with it. Feeling its sensors as your own senses, its weapons as extensions of your body." Alex blinked in surprise. "And I have this ability?" "You have the potential," said Admiral Daniels. "The strongest potential we've ever measured. That's why you're here." Alex's mind reeled. "But I've been failing. I'm on probation." "By design," said Lieutenant Reeves with a small smile. "Your struggles were expected, necessary even." Admiral Daniels nodded. "The neural integration only works after the body has been pushed to its absolute physical limits. All your training here, all your failures have been preparing your mind for what comes next." Alex tried to process this information. "So Earth didn't send me here to prove humans belong at the Academy?" "In a way we did," said the Admiral. "But the mission is much more specific. You're here to undergo the integration procedure and demonstrate humanity's unique contribution to galactic defense." "Why keep it secret?" Alex asked. "If humans have this ability, why not tell everyone?" "Politics," said Lieutenant Reeves grimly. "The Drakon military establishment has blocked human advancement for decades. They see us as a potential threat to their dominance." Admiral Daniels nodded. "If they knew what we were developing, they would have stopped it years ago. That's why this has to remain classified. Only a few trusted members of the Academy staff know the truth." Alex thought about Commander Zultar and his harsh treatment. "Does Commander Zultar know?" Lieutenant Reeves shook her head. "No, he's too connected to the Drakon military hierarchy. As far as he knows, you're just an underperforming human cadet." "So what happens now?" Alex asked. "Now," said Admiral Daniels, "we proceed with the integration. We've arranged for the procedure to take place this weekend. Most of the faculty will be off station for the Galactic Defense Summit." Lieutenant Reeves handed Alex a small device that looked like a standard medical injector. "These are nanites programmed to create the neural interfaces. You'll need to inject them tonight. They'll prepare your system for the full integration." "Will it hurt?" Alex asked, taking the injector. Carefully. "Yes," Admiral Daniels said honestly. "The process is uncomfortable, but the results will be worth it." Alex stared at the device in his hand. "And after the integration? What then?" "Then you show the galaxy what humans can really do," said Lieutenant Reeves with a fierce pride in her voice. "Without revealing our secret just yet." Admiral Daniels placed a hand on Alex's shoulder. "I know this is a lot to take in. Your parents would be proud. They both served in the early testing phases of this project." Alex looked up sharply. "My parents knew about this?" "Your father was one of the first test pilots for a primitive version of the system," Daniels explained. "Your mother worked in neural interface design. Their genetic compatibility is likely why you show such strong potential." For the first time since arriving at the Academy, Alex felt a sense of purpose. All his struggles suddenly had meaning. "What about today's survival exercise?" he asked, remembering Commander Zultar's warning. "You'll need to participate," said Lieutenant Reeves. "Continue to play the role of the struggling cadet. We can't attract attention before the procedure." "One more thing," Admiral Daniels added. "The nanites will start making subtle changes to your system immediately. You might experience headaches, vivid dreams, or heightened sensory awareness. Try not to show it. Alex nodded, slipping the injector into his pocket. I understand, sir. Good. Admiral Daniels checked the time. You should go. Report back to Lieutenant Reeves after the exercise today. As Alex stood to leave, Lieutenant Reeves said, Remember, only Krill knows about our meetings, but even he doesn't know why. Keep it that way. Alex paused at the door. Sir, ma'am, thank you for believing in me. You earned this chance, cadet, said Admiral Daniels. Now prove us right. Alex left the office, his mind buzzing with new information. As he walked through the still quiet corridors of the academy, he felt different already, not because of the nanites, but because for the first time, he understood why he was here. Survival exercise still loomed ahead, and Commander Zultar would be watching for any sign of weakness. But now Alex had a secret strength of his own, the knowledge that his apparent failures were just the beginning of something much bigger. That night, alone in his bathroom, Alex pressed the injector against his neck and closed his eyes. A sharp pain flared as the nanites entered his bloodstream, but he didn't make a sound. This was just the first step toward becoming something new, something that would change humanity's place among the stars. Alex woke up feeling like his skin was on fire. The nanites had worked through his system all night, and every nerve seemed to tingle with strange energy. He sat up slowly, careful not to wake Krill, who was still sleeping in the other bed. The room spun slightly as he stood. He steadied himself against the wall, taking deep breaths. Admiral Daniels had warned him there would be side effects, but this was intense. He could hear the hum of the Academy's power systems through the walls, a sound he had never noticed before. He made it to the bathroom and splashed cold water on his face. In the mirror, his eyes looked different, brighter somehow, with tiny flecks of blue light that hadn't been there before. He blinked hard and they disappeared. Alex, you okay in there? Krill's voice came through the door, filled with concern. Yeah, just feeling a little sick, Alex called back, trying to sound normal. When he emerged, Krill studied him with all three eyes. You look weird, different. Alex shrugged. Bad sleep? Ready for breakfast? The mess hall was crowded as usual. Alex found that the noise bothered him more than before. Each conversation seemed unnaturally loud, each movement too sharp in his vision. He forced himself to eat, though the food tasted metallic. Survival exercise starts in 30 minutes, Krill reminded him. You sure you're up for it? No choice, Alex said. I'm on probation, remember? The exercise took place in the Academy's massive environmental simulation chamber, today configured as a harsh desert landscape with 3 suns beating down. 30 cadets stood at attention as Commander Zultar explained the rules. You will navigate to the extraction point 40 kilometers north through hostile territory. No weapons, no communications, limited water. You have 8 hours. The last 3 cadets to arrive, if any arrive at all, will receive failing grades. Alex felt sweat already soaking his uniform. The heat was overwhelming and the nanites made his skin extra sensitive. Commander Zultar looked directly at him. Some species do not handle extreme heat well. This is not my concern. In real combat, the enemy will not accommodate your biological weaknesses. The exercise began. The Drakon cadets moved quickly across the sand, their tough scales protecting them from the heat. The Zeraxians used their forearms to carry extra water containers. Alex started at a steady pace, knowing he couldn't match their speed. 2 hours in, the heat had become unbearable. Alex's water was half gone, and the extraction point was still far away. His head pounded, and strange colors flashed at the edges of his vision. Side effects of the nanites, he guessed. He stumbled over a dune and nearly fell. As he caught himself, he noticed something odd. He could feel a faint electrical current running beneath the sand. Without thinking, he crouched down and dug with his hands. A few inches down, he uncovered a metal panel, part of the simulation chamber's systems, and somehow he could sense the power flowing through it. When his fingers touched the metal, information flooded his mind. He could see the entire layout of the chamber in his thoughts, including the locations of all the cadets. Alex jerked his hand back, shocked. The nanites were already changing him, creating connections with technology that shouldn't be possible yet. He covered the panel quickly and continued walking, but now he had an advantage. He knew exactly where he was going. He changed his route, following what he sensed was a maintenance tunnel running beneath the surface. The path was longer but stayed close to the chamber's cooling systems, making the temperature more bearable. 4 hours later, Alex emerged from behind a rock formation, directly at the extraction point. Commander Zultar looked up in surprise as Alex checked in, the 8th cadet to arrive ahead of many stronger aliens. "Cadet Martinez," the commander said, eyes narrowing. "How did you find your way so quickly?" "Just got lucky with my route, sir," Alex said, avoiding the commander's suspicious gaze. Lieutenant Reeves, who was monitoring the exercise, gave him a subtle nod of approval, but Alex noticed Commander Zultar watching him closely for the rest of the day. That evening, Alex reported to the medical bay as instructed. Lieutenant Reeves met him there along with a doctor he didn't recognize. Dr. Paul Garcia, the man introduced himself. "I'll be overseeing your integration procedure." The medical bay had been cleared of other patients. Lieutenant Reeves locked the door and activated a privacy field. "How are you feeling?" she asked Alex. "Strange," he admitted. "I can sense electrical systems now. During the exercise, I could actually see the layout of the simulation chamber in my mind." Dr. Garcia nodded. "The nanites are creating the neural pathways faster than expected. Your compatibility is even higher than we predicted." He directed Alex to lie on a medical bed where a complex device hung overhead. "This is a neural scanner. It will show us how the integration is progressing." The scanner hummed to life and a holographic display of Alex's brain appeared. Large sections glowed blue, with thin lines extending throughout his nervous system. "Extraordinary," Dr. Garcia murmured. "In most subjects, we see maybe 20% coverage at this stage. You're already at 60%. "What does that mean?" Alex asked. Lieutenant Reeves looked excited. "It means you're ready for the full procedure sooner than we expected. Tomorrow night instead of waiting for the weekend." Dr. Garcia prepared an injection. "This will help stabilize the nanites and reduce the side effects you're experiencing. By tomorrow, you'll be ready." As the doctor administered the injection, Alex asked, "What exactly will happen during the procedure?" "Lieutenant," Reeves sat beside his bed. "We'll take you to a secure hangar where we've prepared a modified training vessel. The ship has been equipped with special interface nodes that will connect with the nanites in your system. When the connection is established," Dr. Garcia continued, "your consciousness will expand to encompass the ship's systems. You'll perceive everything the ship perceives, sensors, weapons, engines, all of it." "Will I still be me?" Alex asked quietly. "Yes," Lieutenant Reeves assured him. "But more. Your mind will operate on multiple levels simultaneously. Most humans can handle basic functions, but you should be able to control the entire ship by yourself." After the injection, Alex felt the painful tingling subside. His head cleared, though he could still sense the electrical systems around him. "Get some rest," Dr. Garcia advised. "Tomorrow will change everything." As Alex walked back to his quarters, he passed Commander Zultar in the corridor. The Drakon stopped and studied him. "You surprised me today, Cadet," the commander said. "Perhaps humans have hidden talents after all." "Thank you, sir," Alex replied carefully. "I wonder what other secrets you might be hiding." The commander's yellow eyes seemed to look right through him. Alex held his gaze steadily. "No secrets, sir, just trying to improve." When he finally reached his room, Krill was waiting anxiously. "Where have you been? I was worried." "Just getting checked at medical," Alex said. "That heat hit me hard." As he lay in bed that night, Alex could feel the nanites moving through him, connecting parts of his brain that had never communicated before. Tomorrow, he would become something new, the first human to fully integrate with a starship. The thought was both terrifying and thrilling. Outside his window, the neutron star pulsed steadily, and somehow Alex could feel its rhythm matching his heartbeat. The universe was about to open up to him in ways no human had experienced before. The next day passed in a blur for Alex. He attended classes as usual, trying to act normal despite the changes happening in his body. The nanites had stabilized somewhat after Dr. Garcia's injection, but Alex still felt like his senses were heightened. He could hear conversations from across rooms and feel the pulse of energy flowing through the academy's walls. During combat training, he found himself moving faster than before, his reactions sharper. He caught a practice staff that would have normally hit him, surprising both himself and his Xeraxian sparring partner. "Lucky catch," he said quickly, not wanting to draw attention. By evening, he was anxious to begin the procedure. He told Krill he had extra simulator practice and slipped, away to meet Lieutenant Reeves at the medical bay. "Ready?" she asked when he arrived. Alex nodded. "As ready as I'll ever be." They took a restricted elevator down to a level Alex had never visited before. The security was intense. 3 separate scans confirmed their identities before the doors opened to a small hangar bay. Inside sat a sleek training vessel about the size of a shuttle. It was painted dark gray with no markings, deliberately anonymous. Dr. Garcia waited beside it, checking readings on a tablet. "The mind link," Lieutenant Reeves said. "Officially, it doesn't exist." Admiral Daniels emerged from inside the ship. "Cadet Martinez, good to see you again." "Sir?" Alex saluted. "I didn't know you'd be here." "I wouldn't miss this," the Admiral said. "The first full integration with our most compatible candidate. This is history in the making." Dr. Garcia approached with a medical cart. "We need to prepare you first. This will be more intense than the nanite injection." Alex was directed to lie on the cart. Dr. Garcia attached several small devices to his temples and the base of his skull. "These will help manage the neural load during the initial connection," the doctor explained. "The first contact can be overwhelming." Lieutenant Reeves squeezed Alex's hand reassuringly. "I've done a partial integration myself. It's incredible but intense. Just let it happen. Don't fight it." Dr. Garcia injected something into Alex's arm. "This will enhance the nanite's conductivity. You'll feel warm, then possibly dizzy." Almost immediately, heat spread through Alex's body. His vision blurred, then sharpened beyond normal human capability. He could see tiny details in the ceiling panels overhead. "His readings are optimal," Dr. Garcia said to the Admiral. "Better than any previous subject." They wheeled Alex into the ship. Inside, the cockpit was unlike any he had seen before. Instead of standard controls, there was a reclined chair surrounded by glowing blue interface panels. They helped him into the chair, which automatically adjusted to his body. The interface panels moved closer, surrounding him in a cocoon of light. "The ship has been modified with neural interface nodes," Admiral Daniels explained. "They'll connect directly with the nanites in your system." Dr. Garcia attached more sensors to Alex's body. "We'll monitor everything. If the strain becomes too much, we can terminate the connection." Lieutenant Reeves touched a control panel. "Initiating neural interface in 3, 2, 1. The blue light intensified around Alex. He felt a strange pulling sensation, as if his mind was being stretched. Then suddenly everything changed. His consciousness expanded outward. He could feel the ship around him, not just see it, but sense it as part of himself. The engines thrummed like a second heartbeat. The sensors showed him a 360-degree view of the hangar, the information flowing directly into his mind. "Alex, can you hear me?" Lieutenant Reeves's voice seemed distant. "Yes," he answered, but he realized he hadn't spoken aloud. The ship's communication system had transmitted his thoughts. "Remarkable," Dr. Garcia said, checking his readings. "Full integration achieved on the first attempt, all systems connected. How do you feel, son?" Admiral Daniels asked. "I feel everything," Alex replied. The ship's exterior sensors detected temperature variations, air currents, electromagnetic fields. He could access the ship's computer instantly, diving through files at the speed of thought. "Try moving," Lieutenant Reeves suggested. Alex focused, and the ship's engines powered up smoothly. He lifted a few inches off the hangar floor, holding steady with perfect control. He could feel the thrust as if it were his own muscles, moving. "Incredible control," Admiral Daniels murmured. The finest pilots in the fleet couldn't achieve that precision. For an hour, they guided Alex through basic operations: navigation, sensor sweeps, power management. Everything came naturally to him. The ship responded to his thoughts instantly, an extension of his own body. "Let's try the advanced simulation mode," Admiral Daniels suggested. Dr. Garcia initiated a program, and suddenly Alex's sensors showed a space battle scenario. Enemy ships appeared on his awareness, firing weapons. Without hesitation, Alex maneuvered, his reactions instantaneous. The simulation ships couldn't touch him. He knew where they would fire before they did, sensing patterns in their programming. "He's breaking every Academy record," Lieutenant Reeves said, watching the metrics. "This level of control shouldn't be possible." When they finally ended the simulation, Alex felt a strange reluctance to disconnect. Being integrated with the ship felt right somehow, more complete than his normal state. As the interface powered down, his consciousness slowly contracted back to his body. The loss of expanded awareness left him feeling oddly limited. That was, He struggled to find words as they helped him from the chair. "Game-changing," Admiral Daniels finished for him. "You've just proven what we've theorized for years, that humans have a unique capacity for technological integration that other species lack." Dr. Garcia checked Alex's vital signs. "Your neural pathways have permanently altered. The next integration will be even easier." "When can I try again?" Alex asked eagerly. "Tomorrow night," Lieutenant Reeves said. "We'll continue training in secret until you're fully proficient. Then we'll need to find a way to demonstrate your abilities without revealing the technology." As Alex prepared to leave, Admiral Daniels pulled him aside. "There's something else you should know. We've received reports of unusual Dracon fleet movements near human colonies. It could be nothing, but—" "You think they suspect something about the program?" Alex asked. "It's possible. The timing is concerning." The Admiral looked troubled. "Be careful around Commander Zultar. He has deep connections in the Dracon military." After returning to his quarters, Alex couldn't sleep. His mind kept replaying the sensation of being connected to the ship. He got up quietly, careful not to disturb Krill, and slipped out to the Academy's computer lab. With his enhanced connection to technology, he might be able to access information about the Dracon fleet movements. He placed his hand on a terminal, and to his surprise, he connected instantly without entering any passwords. His nanites interfaced directly with the system, bypassing security. As he searched through classified files, something caught his attention: encrypted communications between someone at the Academy and Dracon Military Command. With his new abilities, the encryption unraveled before his eyes. What he saw made his blood run cold. Commander Zultar had been reporting regularly to Dracon High Command about Academy defenses, training protocols, and fleet movements. And recently, his messages had included references to the Human Project and Martinez's unexpected abilities. Zultar was a spy, and somehow he had learned about the integration program. Alex needed to warn Admiral Daniels and Lieutenant Reeves immediately. As he turned to leave, the lights in the lab suddenly went out. A voice spoke from the darkness. "I thought you might try something like this, Cadet Martinez." Commander Zultar stepped into view, his yellow eyes gleaming in the dark. Alex froze as Commander Zultar stepped closer, the Dracon scaled form imposing in the darkness. "I've been watching you, Martinez," Zultar said, his voice low. "The sudden improvements, the secret meetings, the changes in your physical responses. Something is happening with you, and my superiors are very interested." Alex's mind raced. The nanites in his system let him sense the Academy's security systems, and he could feel a camera in the corner of the room. If he could trigger an alert? "I don't know what you're talking about, Commander," Alex said, stalling for time as he focused on connecting with the security system. "Don't insult my intelligence," Zultar hissed. "The Dracon have ruled space warfare for centuries. Did Earth really think we wouldn't notice their little experiment?" The commander moved to block the exit. "You're coming with me, Cadet. Dracon scientists are eager to understand what's been done to you." Before Alex could respond, alarms suddenly blared throughout the Academy. Red emergency lights flashed in the corridors. Zultar looked up in surprise. What is this? Alex hadn't triggered the alarm, but he quickly sensed what was happening. Through his connection to the Academy systems, he could feel multiple ships dropping out of hyperspace nearby, Drakon warships. Your friends are early, Alex said. Zultar's expression confirmed it. They weren't supposed to arrive until I secured you. The Academy's defensive shields activated automatically. Alex's enhanced senses picked up communications chatter. The Academy was under attack. Using the distraction, Alex lunged past Zultar toward the door. The commander reached for him, but Alex moved with unexpected speed, his nanite-enhanced reflexes giving him an edge. As he ran through the corridors, emergency. Announcements echoed. All cadets to secure stations. This is not a drill. Drakon vessels have breached Academy space. Alex headed straight for the hangar where the mind link was docked. He had to reach the ship. Along the way, he saw panicked cadets and officers rushing to battle stations. Alex! Krill appeared from a side corridor, all three eyes wide with fear. What's happening? The Drakon are attacking, Alex explained quickly. Commander Zultar is working with them. The combat instructors are being held hostage in the command center, Krill said. I heard officers talking. The Drakons knew exactly where to strike. Inside information, Alex muttered. Listen, I need your help. Get any cadets you trust and meet me at hangar level B3. Don't tell anyone else. What are you going to do? Krill asked. Something impossible, Alex replied. Now go. When Alex reached the restricted elevator to the secret hangar, he found Lieutenant Reeves trying to open the damaged doors. Blood trickled from a cut on her forehead. Martinez! Thank goodness, she said when she saw him. Drakon commandos breached the upper levels. They targeted the command center first. I know about Zultar, Alex told her. He's been feeding them information. She nodded grimly. Admiral Daniels was right to be suspicious. They must have learned about the integration project. Together, they forced the elevator doors open and climbed down the shaft to the hangar level. Inside, they found the mind link undamaged, but Dr. Garcia lay unconscious near the entrance. He tried to protect the ship, Lieutenant Reeves said, checking his pulse. He'll live, but he needs medical attention. Get him somewhere safe, Alex said, moving toward the ship. I'm going to stop this. Lieutenant Reeves grabbed his arm. You've only had one integration session. Taking the ship into combat is too dangerous. It's our only chance, Alex insisted. The Academy's defenses are compromised, and the command staff is captured. No one else can fly this ship like I can. After a moment, she nodded. You're right. Go. I'll try to reach Admiral Daniels if he's still free. Alex entered the mind link and settled into the interface chair. The neural connection activated immediately, his consciousness expanding to encompass the ship. This time, the integration happened even faster, his mind merging seamlessly with the vessel's systems. Through the ship's sensors, he could see the entire situation. 6 Drakon warships surrounded the Academy, their weapons disabling its defensive systems. One by one, inside, Drakon commandos had secured the command center and were moving toward the restricted areas. Alex powered up the engines and lifted off from the hangar floor. As the outer doors opened, he saw Krill leading a small group of trusted cadets into the hangar. Martinez, what is that? Krill's voice came through the communication system. It's me, Alex replied, his voice transmitted through the ship's speakers. I'm going to stop the attack. Not alone you're not, Krill said firmly. We're coming, too. There's no time to explain how this works, Alex protested. Then don't explain, just tell us what to do. Alex felt a surge of gratitude. He opened the ship's rear hatch and let the cadets board. Krill and 5 others representing different species but united in their loyalty to the Academy. Secure yourselves, Alex told them as the hatch closed. This might get rough. The mind link shot out of the hangar and into space. As a training vessel, it wasn't heavily armed, but what it lacked in weapons it made up for in speed and maneuverability, especially with Alex controlling it directly through his mind. The Drakon ships immediately detected the small vessel. Emerging from the Academy, 2 of them broke formation to intercept. They're locking weapons, one of the cadets warned. I know, Alex said. He could feel the targeting systems focusing on his ship, but he could also sense patterns in their approach, predicting their moves before they happened. As the first Drakon ship fired, Alex moved the mind link in a way that should have been impossible, rolling between the energy beams with precision no normal pilot could achieve. How are you doing this? Krill asked in amazement. I'll explain later, if we survive, Alex replied, pushing the ship into a series of maneuvers that confused the Drakon targeting systems. Alex didn't try to destroy the enemy vessels. The mind link wasn't built for that. Instead, he focused on disrupting their attack on the Academy. He flew directly at their weapons arrays, forcing them to cease fire or risk hitting their own ships. Through the Academy's compromised communications system, which he could still access with his nanite connection, Alex broadcast a message to all ships. This is Cadet Alex Martinez. Commander Zultar is a Drakon spy. The attack is targeting experimental human technology. All cadets, resist where possible. As he flew between the Drakon ships, causing confusion in their formation, Alex noticed a familiar energy signature from the Academy below. Someone had activated the main training simulator, the massive system used for battle scenarios. With a flash of inspiration, Alex directed his consciousness through his nanite connection, reaching out to the simulator's powerful systems. If he could link it with the Academy's defensive grid, the effort strained his mind to its limits, controlling the mind link while simultaneously connecting to the Academy systems. But it worked. The simulator's enormous power supply rerouted to the defensive shields, strengthening them against the Drakon weapons. Look, one of the cadets shouted, pointing out the viewport. Earth fleet ships were emerging from hyperspace. Admiral Daniels must have gotten a distress call out. 3 heavy cruisers and their escorts appeared, weapons charged. The Drakon ships, caught by surprise between the reinforced Academy shields and the Earth fleet, began to retreat. Their carefully planned ambush had failed. Inside the Academy, the tide turned as well. With communications restored, the loyal security forces regained control. Commander Zultar and the Drakon commandos were captured as they tried to reach the restricted levels. Alex brought the mind link back to the hangar as the Earth fleet secured the area. When he disengaged from the ship, the return to his normal consciousness left him weak and shaking. Admiral Daniels was waiting when they landed, along with Lieutenant Reeves and a medical team for Dr. Garcia. You did it, Martinez, the Admiral said, helping Alex from the ship. You've proven the integration concept beyond our wildest expectations. The other cadets looked at Alex with new respect, especially when Lieutenant Reeves explained what he had done. So that's why you were really here, Krill said, his 3 eyes blinking in amazement. Not to prove humans belong, but to become something new. Something that will change everything. Admiral Daniels agreed. The Drakons sought to maintain their military dominance by stopping this project. Instead, they've only revealed it sooner. 2 weeks later, after the Academy had been fully secured and Commander Zultar sent to Earth for trial, Alex stood before the Galactic Council as Admiral Daniels officially revealed the integration program. Humans may lack the natural advantages of other species, the Admiral told the assembled representatives, but we have found our own unique path. The neural integration technology demonstrated by Cadet Martinez represents a new era in space, travel and defense. Alex, now wearing a special uniform marking him as part of the newly formed Integration Corps, listened as the Admiral explained how humans would contribute to galactic security in ways no one had imagined. So, teacher, Krill said with a smile, when do the rest of us get to learn about this integration thing? Alex smiled back. Actually, we're starting a new training class next week. Admiral Daniels wants me to help teach it. The worst in his class, now teaching one, Krill marveled. Qui,